the priests have, which is better than that the other classes don't have, is they have actual castable silences. They have a single target silence, and they have a mass dispel. Mass dispel is very strong, so much so that I think it's the automatic pick here. Flesh Eating Ghoul is good, but I really like Flesh Eating Ghoul better in like a rogue deck where we can stealth it. Which, if you haven't seen our stealth rogue Flesh Eating Ghoul matches, definitely check that out. Yeah, it was some fun. All right, so let's see what else do we have. So this is our second card. For those of you who haven't seen the arena before as well, it shows your cards listed over here. It shows your mana curve over here. You generally want kind of a bell-shaped curve. Unless you're going high aggro, then you want a lower curve. You like the beard? Thanks. I appreciate it. All right, so here, the Farseer is really nice with Wind Fury. Thoughtsteal is pretty good. It's a form of draw power. It's obviously kind of random, but you know what? It makes arena fun. So let's give it a go. All right. So we have another Thoughtsteal. Murloc Tidehunter is not a bad card. It's not a bad card. Period. It's obviously really good for a Murloc deck. Fairy Dragon is an excellent arena card because it can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. But I think if we're gonna go priest, then we should dive into priest. So let's Thoughtsteal it up. We got another Murloc. Although this Murloc's not bad. A 2-for-1 for 1 mana is above the stat curve, so that's pretty nice. Let's see. Raging Worgen is not a bad card. I like it much better with a mage. I think here we take the Yeti. The Yeti's not bad. It's a 4 for a 4/5, so it's above the stat curve. No ability, but it gives you a good solid card. So I think I'll go Yeti. It seems like I might be a little bit more delayed than usual with you guys. Let me see real quick. I want to check something. Oh, actually, it seems pretty normal. Okay. A half Murloc deck. Fortunately, a half Murloc deck does not work very well. Alright, so... wow, these are all good cards. I do like Shield Bearer. However, Mind Control you can't underestimate. In late game, when they bring out that big nasty minion, and they buff it up to like a 20-10, and then you Mind Control it, GG. So, we're gonna go Mind Control. I think the Murloc Tidehunter is good in its own right. The Charge Murloc isn't bad, but beyond that, the rest really need help. So these are all great cards. I really like Fade because we can give our minions taunt and we draw a card. So let's see. Grimscale Oracle, only good in a Murloc deck, although we would have already had 3 Murlocs at this point. Leper Gnome is solid. In fact, I think it's probably one of the best 1-drop cards in the game. Holy Smite is good. It's a 1 for 2 damage, but I actually prefer Leper Gnome because, yeah, Holy Smite's a 1 for 2 damage, but Leper Gnome, you're usually going to get to attack with it at least once, and even if you don't, you deal 2 damage to the enemy when it dies. So Leper Gnome's 1 for 2 damage actually is a better 1 for 2 damage. So I prefer Leper Gnome there. Cobalt Geomancer, not really good for priests because you don't use spell power very much unless you get an Auctionized Soul Priest. So here I'd prefer either the Scarlet Crusader, which is a solid card. It's a 3/3/1 with Divine Shield. Ironforge Rifleman I really like a lot. It gives you almost a guaranteed 2-for-1 because usually when you can play it, there's a 1 health minion on the board you can clear. So either one of those I think is a solid card. You guys think the Scarlet Crusader? I like the Scarlet Crusader. With the Divine Shield, you usually get a guaranteed at least 1 attack. It's kind of like Charge, but not really Charge. You'll see a lot of... There's some 3/1 minions with Charge as well, so... Alright, let's see. Frostwolf Warlord is good. He can really get buffed up if you have a lot of small minions on the field. We're not really probably going to go that way. Mad Bomber's not bad. especially if you play him early on turn 2 and you get lucky. He can also hit you, so he's not great in that regard. I actually like Jungle Panther. 4-2 with stealth. 2 means he avoids a lot of the 1-point AoE clear. And with stealth, he can pretty much is guaranteed to get an attack off. So I actually like Jungle Panther here. Guys are being pretty quiet. Any thoughts on these cards? I'm going to start clicking pretty fast. Alright, going Jungle Panther. Alright, so we have rare cards here. You can tell by the gem. Tell you, these are all good. Alarmabot, I think, is situational. Knife Juggler is solid, but again, it really relies on a token deck or lots of minions. So I think actually Greater Heal is the way to go here. If you use it, if you get down early, you can use it. If you also have an opponent with a big draw power, you can use it. Basically, it's a 2 for, if they have 1 card, it's a 2 for 2 heal, so not bad. Alright. So we have another Jungle Panther. Dread Corsair is not so good because we're never going to have a weapon with Priests. Although, I did see someone thought steal a Arcanite Reaper from my Warrior deck one time. Ironbeak Owl, Silence is just fantastic, so that's what we're taking. Interesting, these are all low-cost cards. Probably a good time to look at our curve. We're still in good shape. Need some higher-end minions. We already have 1 fade. I actually don't mind 2 fades because it gives more consistency to the deck. Young Dragonhawk is a solid card. With Wind Fury, it's basically a 2-1 minion almost for 1, and it's really good. But I think fade is the way to go. Alright, these are all good cards again. We can go with 2 mind controls. At some point, we're going to have to start taking some minions and some mid-range abilities, but 2 mind controls. I mean, yeah, what do you do there? I think you do mind control. Alright, so again, all solid cards. We could have had 3 young Dragonhawks by now. That would actually be funny. That'd be really good with a Shaman, like a Bloodlust. You get 3 Dragonhawks down, Bloodlust them up, and that means each would hit for 4. With Wind Fury, they hit 8. So you have 3 level 1 minions hitting for 24. Divine Spirit can be really good. Somewhat situational, but can be really good. I actually think I like Shadow Word Pain here. It gives us some removal, which is not something priests do particularly well at. So I'm going to go Shadow Word Pain. Alright, so here's our first taunt minion. Again, spell power not so great for priests. Ancient Brewmaster is a solid card. It really is helpful if you have minions with Battle Cry. Sorry, my nose is itching today. A little bit of that cold carryover. Ancient Brewmaster is good. I actually tend towards the Bodyguard here. It gives us a good taunt. Those of you who watch the stream will know that I refer to this guy as the Booty Guard half the time because trying to say Booty Bay Bodyguard is just too much of a mouthful. Evening Nikotog. Vacation was great. I had an awesome time. New Orleans is an awesome city. Had a wonderful time. So again, we've seen all these cards already. We don't have a Holy Smite yet. I don't know that we need 3 fades. I think that's a bit much, although it does give us draw power. So worst case scenario, we pay 2 and draw a card. I kind of like Holy Smite here though, because we need some direct damage and removal. So I'm gonna go Holy Smite. Priestess of Elune gives us some healing, not bad. Questing Adventurer is really good, but I honestly think it's much better in a constructed deck. Again, I think Mad Bomber is pretty solid. You get lucky, you can clear some minions. You might do 3 points of damage to you, but you guys think Questing Adventurer? I've seen Questing Adventurer get really big, but not so much in Arena unless you get lucky and have some taunt. Although he is pseudo taunt because they will definitely destroy him. Yeah, soft taunt. Mario, now did you learn to use the term soft taunt because of watching the stream, or did you see other people say that? Because I definitely say that a lot. Well, good. I'm glad I could help out. So again, with the mind control, we don't really need the Ogre Magi. I don't really know that we need 3 mind controls. The odds of us using 3 8 mana cost cards is pretty low. So I think Frost Elemental is actually the way to go here. So these are good cards. Acolyte of Pain is a 1/3. It gives you some draw power. It's it's an interesting card. We have a good bit of draw power already. Bloodfin Raptor is really strong. It's a 3/2 for 2. If you're going second and you actually coin into this guy on turn 2, he can be really nasty. Or turn 1, he can be really bad, really nasty for turn 2. I like the Thrallmar Farseer as well, but I think the Raptor. Let's look at our mana curve. Yeah, Acolyte is good. I really don't know. What do you guys think? So Acolyte, one for the Raptor, one for the Acolyte. Wind Fury is nice. These are all solid cards. Any of these would be very good. Acolyte, you guys think? Thrallmar. Alright, well, obviously you guys all think these are all good as well. Even if Acolyte of Pain dies, you get one card from him. And that means he's absorbed at least one attack. So, and if you're lucky, or if you play him well, you can get 2 cards, even 3 cards out of him. And actually, you know what? I take it back. We're gonna go Acolyte of Pain, and here's the reason why. I wasn't thinking about this. Yep, we're playing Priest. Exactly what CPU just said. What CPU 0 said. We're playing Priest. So if we play it right, we can play him. If he survives, we can attack with him, and we can heal him back. So that's why I went there. Yeah, Pint-Sized Summoner is good. I'll tell you, she almost always dies the first turn. I don't know. She's alright. Defender of Argus, I think, is really good. I think Defender of Argus also fits our stat curve better at this point, honestly. So I'm going to go Defender of Argus here. Alright, we're not going Angry Chicken. Not doing it. Don't even ask. Gadgerstan Auctioneer is solid. It's great draw power, and we have a good, decent amount of spells. Lightwell is so good. It's more than a soft taunt. It might as well be a taunt. I really like the Auctioneer here, just because of the mana curve we have at this point. But Lightwell is just too good to pass up. So we'll just try to address our mana curve in these last 10 cards if we can. All right, so these are some good cards for our mana curve. Well, Priest can utilize Angry Chicken if you have spells that increase the health of your minions, but we don't have any spells that increase the health of our minions yet. In a constructed deck, we might, but in this deck, we don't. So even as a Priest, we can't really use Angry Chicken. I think here, Tiger or Nightblade, they're both good. I think Nightblade, just in case we're playing a mage or somebody with control, you automatically get your damage in. Okay, we could have had a 4th Mind Control at this point. Interesting. So, unfortunately, none of these are really good for our stat curve here, our mana curve here, except Mind Control. Mind Vision is always fun. It's a form of draw power. Yeah, alright, we'll go Mind Vision. Alright, 7 cards left. Well, of course, now we got the health increase spell that we could have used. Is there a way to see how many minions you have versus spells? I can't remember. I don't think you can in Arena. I really like Loot Hoarder. Given our mana curve, Reckless Rocketeer wouldn't be a bad choice at this point. 5/2. The 2 is important with charge because a lot of times it can actually survive to maybe attack twice. Power Word Shield is good, guys, but our mana curve is really at the low end. Well, I could count them, but that's no fun. I want to make it easy on me, Boda. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 minions out of 23 cards. So we're about 50-50. So we really actually need more minions here. None of you guys really like it, but you know what? I'm going Reckless Rocketeer. I think that's what we need, honestly. Alright, so Silverhand Knight is really good. A 4/4 for 5, and it summons a 2/2. Taking that all day long with our stat curve. Alright, Auctionized Soul Priest. So, we're going to ignore that for 1 second. Mana Wraith, not too keen on. Violet Teacher is good. We actually have quite a few spells. Auctionized Soul Priest, So instead of restoring health, you now deal damage. So for example, so our greater heal. So let's take our Auctionite Soul Priest, right? If our greater heal, let's say they have 5 cards in their hand, so our greater heal would heal for 10. With Auctionite, it now does 10 damage. So Auctionite is really good. So none of these are particularly strong. Light Spawn isn't bad. We don't have anything to increase health, which is what really makes it good. But it fits well in our stat curve, and at worst, it starts out as a 4 for 4/4. Abusive Sergeant and Bluegill Warrior are both solid, but I think Light Spawn is really good. I think this deck is shaping up okay. We'll see how it goes. We don't have very much taunt. We don't have a ton of removal, so it could be a little squirrely if we get a really high aggro deck coming after us. Divine Spirit is good, especially now that we have... Divine Spirit is really good for either Lightwell or whatever we just took, Light Spawn. It's good for both of those. Silence is great, but we already have an Ironbeak Owl and a Master Spell, so I think Divine Spirit is the way to go. Alright, so 2 more cards to go. None of these are particularly good choices. Pyromancer gives us some minion clear, so it's actually not bad. Basically, you can do 2 points of damage with 2 spells. And actually, with our healing, it might not be bad. Pyromancer might not be bad because we could heal the Pyromancer, for example, and have it do damage again. Violet Teacher, I think, is good. We have some spells, so that could be pretty good. You guys think Teacher? I'm okay with Teacher. And it helps our mana curve more. So we have a couple options here. This is our last card. I like A-Bomb. I actually think I like A-Bomb here. It gives us another taunt minion. It's better for our mana curve. Yeah, we do only have a couple cards that are one mana. Angry Chicken I can't do. Unless we use... I think Abomination's not a bad way to go. I'm going Abomination. Alright guys, so there's the deck. So we have a Priest deck here, pretty decent, about 50-50 minions and spells. We probably lack a little bit in terms of taunt, but hopefully our healing and our soft taunt minions, as well as the taunt minions we do have, plus our double fades, will be enough to get us through. So,